Hey, good evening, everybody. This is LaShonda Lee, CEO and founder of Walk in Favor Life Coaching, and I hope you all are having a great day today. I hope that you did something today that put a smile on your face, right? I hope you did something today that brought laughter in your heart. I hope you did something today that moved you forward in being able to really live a life that you truly love. As you all know, if you take a look at my timeline, I am involved in some certification, actually corporate trainer certification. It was something that I wanted to achieve for this particular year. As a matter of fact, let me share something with you really quickly because I wanted 2017, and I know I'm not the only one. I'm speaking to you, fabulous, awesome, incredible women. This year, one of my goals was to um, become a motivational, international, right? I wanted to be international, motivational speaker. I said I wanted to be a sought after, renowned motivational speaker, right? And so that was one of my goals for 2017. I knew a little of what it would take to get that accomplished, but one of the things I absolutely knew was that I needed to get a certification. At least I wanted to get a certification, right? I knew the certification would allow me to sharpen up my skills, and I knew a certification would also give me some credibility. And so when I wanted to go into companies and solicit companies, I would have something backing me, right? And so let me ask you a question. What are you doing for you? What are you intentional about when it comes to moving you closer to your goals, your dreams? And this is the space that I operate in because a lot of times I believe we all live beneath our capability. You know, our mind is capable of doing more, our lifestyle is capable of being better. But for some reason we settle, right? And so I wanted to just jump on today and just kind of pique your interest. I wanted to pique your heart. I wanted to be able to pique your thoughts, right? So that you could think a little bigger, so that you can expand your territory, right? And so here's the thing. Let me share with you something that I run into. I run into women who, feel that they don't have an opinion. I run into women who feel that they absolutely don't matter. I run into women who feel frustrated, they feel inadequate, they feel confused, right? And so maybe you're feeling like that right now. You feel inadequate because you've had this goal on your vision board for so long and it just doesn't seem like it is manifesting. And maybe you don't feel like you have what it takes. Maybe you don't feel that you are worthy of such a goal, right? And here's the thing, I know a lot of people struggle with believing in themselves. And I would say to you this, you are not alone because guess what? It wasn't long ago that I found myself in that same particular situation where I didn't believe in myself. My confidence level wasn't where it needed to be. I felt that, I was truly a failure because so many things that I had put my hand to seemed to not manifest into anything tangible or anything that seemed to be taking me forward. But let me tell you this, everything that you go through is preparation for greater. Everything that you go through is actually setting you up for something bigger, something better. But you have to make sure that you're in the right mindset. You have to make sure that you're in the best posture so that you can receive. A lot of times we look at situations and circumstances that happen in our lives and we're quickly trying to remove them out of our lives. We're quickly trying to get rid of the very thing that is in place to help elevate us, the very thing that is in place to help change us. And so, a lot of times we'll miss out on opportunities, right? We'll miss out on opportunities just because we don't have the proper belief in ourselves. We don't believe that we can do it. We don't believe that we're worthy. We don't believe that we are capable, right? And so here's the thing. I want to really uh, ask you, what is it that you want? As simple as the question is, so many people can't answer that. They have to think about it. They have to ponder about it. They have to wonder what it is that they want. And what's so dangerous about that is that if you don't know what you want, then 9 times out of 10, you're not moving in that direction. And so I just really want to pose to you a couple of questions, and I also want to give you some information to think about. I want you to actually do a particular assignment that could possibly get you closer to identifying what it is that you desire so that you can get clarity, right? And so maybe you do know what you want. Maybe your desire is to open a business. Maybe your desire is to get closer to your family. Maybe you do have a desire to get a higher education. I'm not quite sure what it is that you desire, but here's the thing. Once you do identify something that you want, and it doesn't have to be grand, it can be small, because here's the thing. You can start small, and when you begin to build your confidence and it grows, then guess what? Your desires will grow as well because your confidence grows, right? And so, out of the block, right? Just out of the gate, I want you to ask yourself, whatever it is that you desire, I want you to ask yourself, how do I plan to get it? How do I plan to get it? Because, see, at the end of the day, there has to be some type of action. You can dream about it, you can think about it. Of course, we can pray about it. At the end of the day, there still has to be some type of action, because faith without works is dead. And so, as you're thinking about how do you plan to get it, you have to really identify if it's worth it, right? And so, is it worth you trying to accomplish it? Because guess what? If your answer is no, then 9 times out of 10, you're not going to move in that direction. But if the answer is yes, then guess what? You will begin to come up with a plan. And the great thing about this is that your first plan may not necessarily be the plan that is going to get you to your goal, but it is the plan to get you started. Because sometimes the reason why we are not where we desire to be is because we fail to take that first step. And a lot of times it's the first step that leads to the other steps. I mean, how do you take 1,000 steps? One step at a time. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. And so I want you to ask yourself, is what I want worth it? Is what you want worth it? What makes it worthwhile? Is it worthwhile because you're going to find yourself living a life of freedom, time freedom, financial freedom, the ability to make your own decisions? Is it worth it because it's going to give you an opportunity to no longer have to punch a clock? You're going to be able to work for yourself and therefore build a legacy, leave something for your children and your children's children. Is it worth it because you are going to be able to disconnect, cut off the perpetual cycle of poverty in your family? Is it worth it? And if it's worth it, how do you plan to make it a reality? Who do you have to become in order to achieve this goal? What do you have to do? Because here's the thing, who you are right now, the things that you have right now, all of that has been accomplished in your comfort zone. So to maintain what you have, you don't have to do anything extra. But if you want more, if you want to live greater, if you want to go higher, you're going to have to become more. So who do you have to be in order to have this particular goal? And here's the other thing. Are you willing? Because see, nothing is impossible to a willing heart. You have to be willing. You have to have that burning desire that says, guess what? I'm going to move forth in this particular situation regardless to whom and regardless to what. And so here's the thing, what's so interesting? If you want to hit a mark, if you want to hit the target, then guess what? You're going to have to aim a little bit above it, right? It's almost like you aiming for the stars, but your goal is the moon. Does that make sense? You aim for the stars, but your goal is the moon. And so wherever your target is, I want you to think about going beyond that. Go beyond that, right? Make your goal larger than that. So if you don't hit that target, you land exactly where you desire. And so how do you turn your dreams into goals? Because guess what? A dream is just a dream if you don't have goals attached to it. And so I want to share with you real quickly 5 quick tips that will help you turn your dreams into goals. And these are some of the tips that, again, I have to use. Everyone that have had some type of success have had to use these 5 tips. Now, here's the thing. They may call them, they may name them differently, but at the end of the day, they are the same, regardless to what industry. And so the first thing is, I want you to think in small increments. So take your big dream, your big vision, and break it down into little small dreams, little small parts. Because guess what? As you accomplish those little small parts, it's still helping you get close to the big dream. And so I want you to think in small parts, right? That's the first thing. Take this big goal and break it down into small parts. The second thing I want you to do is write down those goals because this makes it formal. This gives notice to yourself. This is you telling yourself, this is what I want, right? It's almost like a contract that you make with yourself. It's a form of a commitment that you make with yourself. And here's the thing, it helps you stay clear and it helps you stay focused. Have you ever went off on a tangent? Have you ever done a presentation and you found yourself just going off on a tangent? Have you ever had a conversation with someone and you started on a particular topic, but then you just ventured off? And then you said, I don't even know how I got there. Well, see, when you write your goals down, it helps you not venture off, right? It helps keep you clear, it helps keep you precise, and it helps you to stay focused, right? And then here's the other thing, be specific. Let me ask you a question. If you went to a restaurant and the waiter came and said, what would you like? And you said, I want a burger. I want a burger. And so the waiter took your order down. And when she returned, she had a burger. She had the bread, she had the lettuce, she had the tomatoes, the ketchup, the pickles, had everything. But the burger was rare. It was rare. And so you look at her and say, this is not what I ordered. And she said, well, you told me you wanted a burger. And you said, well, it's not cooked. Well, you wasn't specific. You didn't tell her that you wanted a well done burger. You just said you wanted a burger. And so the point of the story is be specific. You know, if your goal is to get in shape, you will. If your goal is to get in shape. But listen, What do you need to do? How specific do you need to get? What are you trying to do? You're trying to get in shape for what purpose, right? You're trying to get in shape for what purpose? When do you want to establish this? What will you do in order to get yourself in shape? I want you to be specific, right? Don't just say, I want a burger. Don't just say, I want to get in shape, but really be specific. Do you want to get in shape for the purpose of looking good? Do you want to get in shape for the purpose of health? When do you want to have this goal accomplished? What will you do in order to obtain this goal? And how will you track it? How will you know that you're on target? How will you know that you're ahead of target? How will you know that you are behind? How will you know? The other thing I want you to do is be realistic. Be realistic because, see, here's the thing. At the end of the day, you can accomplish most things you set out to do, but it will take time, right? It's not like a microwave. It's not like the drive-through. It's going to take time. So don't shoot for something that is totally unattainable because here's the thing. It's going to take time. But if you are shooting for something that is not attainable, then guess what? That's just wasted time, right? And so at least be realistic. Be realistic. It's going to take time. So at least make sure that after you invest the time, the thing that you wanted manifests. And then here's the thing, the fifth thing, know yourself. Find your core, that thing that you are chasing, right? Set goals based on what you really want, not what other people expect from you. But what is it that you really want? And really, this goes all the way back to the beginning. What do you want, right? What do you want? You can make your goals family related. You can make your goals relationship related. You can make your goals financial related. You can make your goals spiritually related. But at the end of the day, what is it that you want? What is it that you want? And so if you don't know what you want, if you don't know what makes you tick, if you don't know what makes you smile, if you don't know what brings joy, peace, love, happiness to you, then it's going to be hard to accomplish any of your dreams. Because guess what? You won't take the time to take this big thing, break it into small parts. Why? Because you don't even know what you want. So you don't know how to break it into small parts. You won't write it down because guess what? You don't have anything to write down. You can't be specific because guess what? You're not clear. You can't be realistic. Why? Because you don't know. And you can't know yourself because you don't know yourself. Because you don't know yourself. And so, a lot of the unhappiness that I see, a lot of the complaining and the grumbling about the status of their life is because they really don't know what they want. Because think about it, when you make a decision that you want a purse, you go buy the purse. When you make a decision that you want a pair of shoes, you go buy the shoes. But when you don't know what kind of purse you like, if you don't know what kind of pair of shoes you like, you don't do anything. And so a confused mind does nothing. And so guess what? Day after day after day, you don't determine how your day goes. You let the day determine how you go. So you're not in control. You're unable to take control of your life and live it to the fullest. And so listen, if I'm talking to you right now, it's no coincidence that you have taken the time to listen to this video. For me, that's a clue. Success leaves clues, and so does failure. And so I invite you to join me in a complimentary private one-on-one coaching session so that I can ask you questions that will reveal to you and me what it is that you want. Because a lot of times it's just about asking the right questions that will trigger thoughts and giving you an opportunity just to express yourself, just to be open just to be able to talk in general conversation. And then we can get clear as to what it is that you desire, what it is that you want. And then we get a chance to move into what has hindered you, what has stopped you, what has prevented you. Why do you believe that your life is on this perpetual cycle of defeat? Right? So we can identify that. And then when we put those two together, we're able to come up with a strategic plan on how to move forward, right? And maybe that's what you're looking for. I want to move forward. I want to feel that my life has some meaning, right? I want to walk in my greatness. I want to walk in my authentic self. I want to be true to me. I want to be happy so that, guess what? When I'm happy, everything and everyone around me can feel it, can see it. I want to walk with a smile on my face. I don't want to get up dreading the day. I want every area of my life to improve. And guess what? It starts when you are clear and know what it is that you want. You know what drives you. And so, listen, I would love an opportunity to connect with you, to help you find that thing that drives you, to help you become aware of that thing that touches your heart. And a lot of times we become separated from that thing because, think about it, as women, we spend so much time being a caregiver, right? We're so committed to other people's needs that our needs get on the back burner. So guess what? We're no longer living for ourselves. We're living for other people. Guess what? Now is the time to start living for you. I'm not saying neglect the people that you love, neglect the people that you've been serving. I'm just saying that you come first at least some of the time. There has to come a point where you fuel yourself. It has to become a time where you replenish yourself. There has to come a time where you revive and you restore yourself, because guess what? I'm quite sure you would not drive your car and there's absolutely no gas in it. But yet every day we find ourselves driving ourselves with no fuel. And so, listen, I want to help you restore yourself. I want to help you replenish yourself. I want to help you pour back into yourself so that you would have what you need to be able to pour into other people. And so, if you're willing to take a chance on yourself, if you're willing to believe in yourself, then listen, I invite you to book a complimentary coaching session with me. Go to my website, www.walkinfavorinc.com, and I look forward to an opportunity to work with you. And why? Because you're worth it. You're worth it. If you don't think you're worth it, who will? If you don't think you are worth it, who will? It's crucial for you to realize that there are no, white knights in shining armors, no miracles happening if you don't believe that you deserve the best of life for yourself. And so, listen, every day you wake up with an ability to make a choice. When you wake up, it's a choice. When you go to work, it's a choice. You choosing to feel a certain way is a choice. When you tell yourself, I'm worth it, it'll only happen because you made a choice. So listen, I look forward to an opportunity to work with you. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Do me a favor, share this broadcast, share this video with someone else, because guess what? They are worth it as well. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I look forward to seeing you on the next broadcast. Bye now.